And just something going off of what you were just saying, it takes work too, especially if you come in with those things. Like, I know as a young person, I read books with like sexual scenes in them.
Right.
And I was okay with that for a little while until I was like kind of nudged and like, no, this isn't glorifying to God. And I stopped. Yeah. But even like, yeah, it takes work then to get those things out of your mind. And I want to emphasize that because you can't just let them linger. Mm-hmm. Like, if you actually want to be intimate with your spouse, you need to not think about those things anymore. Like, first of all, hopefully you stopped.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, go get help. Like, go get trusted people to help you. And I think that's really important. That's just something I'm passionate about. Like, about people, even before they get married, like knowing the reasons why these things are like not helpful. Yeah. Because they're going to be detrimental when you're actually trying to love the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so it takes work. But, yeah, I think that was the main thing that I wanted to say.
Well, you've been fighting human trafficking for a while now, and you know of the dangers that are out there for women to get pulled into the porn industry through human trafficking. And it's something that's kind of taboo to talk about because most guys, like, as long as they can just sort of, they don't want to bring in the realities and mess with, the porn. They want to just, I don't want to know what happened. I don't want to know what this girl's situation is, how she found herself in this predicament. I just want the porn.
Right.
But the realities is that's out there is a huge part of this multi-billion-dollar industry is that a lot of these women are being trafficked.
Right.
A lot of these women are not there of their own accord.
Yeah.
And you could be like, no, but what about like adult film stars? And what about like all of these people that are making lots of money? One, they're not. Because I've listened to horror stories about just the women that have had agents that basically were traffickers. They didn't know it at the time. They thought these people were advancing their careers. And these people were like, oh, yeah, you were only supposed to do this act. But, we have this scene set up. And, if you don't do it, you're not going to get work next week. And they're like, I got to pay rent.
Right.
I got maybe children to feed. I got whatever. And these people are roped into this thing and they're not getting the money that the billions of dollars that the people making these videos are getting.
Yeah.
It's a terrible industry, regardless of if you believe the facts that most of these women are trafficked.
Right.
Or
they're
if
being
they go
exploited
into
in some way.
Right. And a lot of people are like, yes, they do have a choice in a lot of these like adult film stars and stuff. I hate that name, but that's what they're called. So I'm going to use it just for the vernacular. But yes, a lot of them do have a choice.
Right.
But a lot of times life doesn't afford them the ability to actually make the right choice.
Right.
And then they get deeper and deeper and deeper into this. And then it's just like, well, I might as well just keep going.
Right.
I might as well just embrace it in all of its fullness.
Yeah.
Because it pays the bills right now.
And yeah, I mean, there's so much that you could say on that, but like, if we're just going to go on that for a little bit, you think of the girl herself, first of all. So it's, she's going to get exploited at some point in that. Like it just, and usually they're put into that situation, like you said, out of a need.
Yeah.
That they feel like they don't have any other choices, or maybe they were kind of coerced into this, thinking that it was something different than what it becomes. But talking about the men's point of view, like if you're thinking that it's something that's harmless, I mean, I could just
bringing it back to the marriage side. If you're thinking it's something that is harmless, one, you need to factor in the stats on how porn has led to divorce.
Right. Yeah.
It's one of the number one factors that leads to divorce.
Right.
Because once you bring in these expectations, like I talked about before, from these external mediums, you're going to put those expectations on somebody.
Yeah.
You have to, because you are looking at these things, and then you're going to bring that to your spouse and say, you know, maybe you're not going to say it, maybe you keep it a secret, but you're going to put them on her and say, why is she not acting like these women that are being exploited in these videos? And it's going to kill your marriage. The divorce rate when porn is factored in, astronomical.
Yeah.
It's a huge factor. Yes, there's adultery, you know, there's cheating on your wife. There's what are some other factors that lead to divorce? Usually it's these external factors.
Yeah.
Usually it's another woman, it's porn, it's those things that really lead to the separation, because you're going to put those expectations on. She's not going to be able to meet them. You're going to pull back from the intimacy that you should be having with your wife, but you can't have because you have these expectations, and you'll just keep going back to the porn because that's meeting your expectations.
Right. And eventually that's not going to be
And now the marriage is unhealthy.
Yeah.
So going full circle back to the first point of being able to use intimacy as a gauge for the health of your marriage, it's so crucial.
Yeah.
It's so crucial. If you see your wife pulling back or you see your husband pulling back, figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? You just watched a clip from one of our Just Breathing podcasts. If you want to see the full version, you just hit the link in the description below. Or if you want to just keep watching clips, we got some more right here. Thanks, everybody.